Welcome back to the ACB Wrestling Talk channel, your main source for wrestling news and wrestling discussions. I'm, of course, your host, Alexis Carrillo, and let's get into some wrestling talk. Timing in life and in many other aspects can be such a very tricky thing, so much so that in this case, it works out for some companies and it might not work out for others. Of course, I'm talking about the fact that LAX is getting ready to leave Impact Wrestling. And, both the debut of NXT on the USA Network coming up on September 19th and AEW debuting on TNT on Wednesday, October 2nd are also coming up, so timing for them could not be any better. You see, now with LAX leaving Impact Wrestling, they have a pretty even set of options to choose from. Whereas before the announcement of NXT heading over to the USA Network, it was pretty obvious that even though they could go to WWE and, by default they would end up on NXT and end up on the network, now they have two cable television deals as bargaining options in terms of which company they want to end up at. Of course, we can all imagine LAX facing off against the Street Profits or facing off against the Undisputed Era every single week, every single month on NXT on the USA Network. And that would be great. That would be amazing for the NXT product. Like I said in my previous video yesterday, NXT needs as much star power and as much talent as they can get with this new deal going through. But on the other hand, we could see LAX facing off against the Young Bucks or facing off against the Brotherhood on AEW. It will be interesting to see where LAX ends up in the coming weeks. If you ask me, I think it's a win-win situation no matter where they end up, because NXT is the perfect brand for workhorse superstars, for workhorse performers, with the only downfall being that eventually when they get called up to the main roster, they might suffer a little and they might get lost in the shuffle. So, you gotta decide between the liberty, the freedom, the independence that AEW brings you, or the fact that the NXT brand can give you such momentum, and then you could get called up to the main roster and possibly get a little bit more famous, but you could only lose a little bit of momentum on the main roster because you're in the WWE, even though WWE is clearly the biggest brand in sports entertainment today. So, let's just wait and see what goes on, where LAX decides to go. Unfortunately, the big loser in this whole situation is Impact Wrestling. As you all know, I'm a big fan of Impact. I've been a big fan of LAX ever since they made their debut back in mid-2017. So it does hit me a little bit, and it does hurt me to see them leave a company that I want to see succeed so bad. But hey, it's business, and LAX needs to do what's best for themselves and for their families, whereas Impact Wrestling needs to focus on the current talent that is still on their roster. So, all in all, great news for LAX, great news for either AEW or WWE NXT, whether or not which one decides to sign him up. I'm sure they're going to get offers from both sides. And, well, Impact Wrestling, you've done it again. You've built up a name. You've provided a platform for them to hone their craft and build their star power. Now, unfortunately, they have to leave, but you get to build up the North, and you get to build up the Rascals, and you get to build up the Deaners. So, all in all, this is just wrestling. This is just the wrestling industry at its finest. This is just what's going to happen in this business, and there's nothing we as fans can do but to just live in the moment and enjoy the entertainment they provide to us while we can. With that said, what are your thoughts? Where do you think LAX is going to end up? Do you think they should have signed on to continue with Impact Wrestling and hopefully help them get a better television deal? Leave your thoughts and comments on the comment section below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. That's it for me. Till next time.